Hello friends, welcome you all. In the last lecture, we were discussing about the technical analysis indicator part first. In that, we have discussed the some of the important technical analysis indicators. Before that, we were discussing about the what are the technical indicators. Whether you are going to trade in the forex market, in the commodity market, or share trading, uh, it can be helpful to use technical analysis. And in that, we have seen the four categories, major four categories, that is trend indicators, momentum indicators, volume indicators, and volatility indicators. We have discussed also what is trend, what is momentum, volume, and volatility in the previous lecture. You can refer that lecture. And we have also seen the list of base trading and technical indicators. And out of that, we were discussing about the moving averages. And with the help of a graph, we have explained it. Then we have seen the different types of moving averages: 200 day moving averages, 50 days moving average, and 100 days moving average with the graph. We have also discussed that exponential moving averages, that is EMA, and with the graph we have seen how it works. Then also we have seen the stochastic oscillators, and with the graph how should we confirm, or how to read it, we have discussed. Then MACD, we have seen moving average and converge divergence, and the reading, how to read it, and what is the use of moving average, conversion, and divergent indicator, that is popularly known as MACD. We can see on the graph, that is the we have also explained that how to read it. And conversion and divergence situation we have seen. A relative strength index also we have discussed in the previous lecture. Objective of using RSI, and the graphical presentation of the RSI, and how to read it, what is the use of RSI. Today we have planned to discuss few more technical analysis indicators. The first one is Bollinger Band. So what is Bollinger Band? A Bollinger Band is an indicator that provides a range within which the price of an asset typically trades. So it gives some range, some kind of range, and within that range the price of that security or stock fluctuates. The width of the band increases and decreases to reflect recent volatility. So the width of the band depicts the decrease and increase in the volatility. The closer the bands are to each other, or the narrower they are, the lower the perceived volatility of the financial instrument. The wider the band, the higher the perceived volatility. So the width of band shows you the volatility in the price. Bollinger Band are useful for recognizing when an asset is trading outside of its usual level, and are used mostly as a method to predict long-term price movement. When the price of asset is out of the Bollinger Band, it shows it is trading outside of its usual level. Generally there is the general level of fluctuations of any price, any stock or securities price. But if it is moving out of the Bollinger Band, it shows the unusual movement in the asset prices of that or security prices. When a price continually move outside the upper parameter of the band, there are two parameters, upper band and lower band, and there is the in the middle there is the moving average. When a price continually moves outside the upper parameter of the band, it could be overbought, and when it moves below the lower band, it could be oversold. So here on the graph we can see that here upper band is there, that is upper limit, and here lower band is there, and this is the middle line. It shows the moving average. When the width of the Bollinger Band increases, means the fluctuations increases in the price of stock or security. And if you see the width of Bollinger Band is getting narrowed. It is when we move from left to right, then we can observe that the volatility of the price is decreasing, and if the price of security or share uh, goes beyond this Bollinger Band, it shows the volatility, and it shows the unusual move in the stock price. If you see all the candles, that is the chart or the moving the fluctuation of the price is within the band. If it increases or decreases more than upper band or lower band, then it shows the unusual move in the prices of stocks. Here also you can see the middle line is simple moving average, upper band and lower band. So Bollinger Band shows you the volatility and the fluctuation in the prices. Next technical indicator is Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci retracement is an indicator that can pinpoint the degree to which a market will move against its current trend. So it shows us that how market will move from the current trend. A retracement is when the market experiences a temporary dip, and it is also known as pullback. Traders who think the market is about to move often use make a move often use Fibonacci retracement to confirm this. When traders, or if you think that the market will make a move from this current level, current trend, then how to confirm it? To confirm it, there you can use the Fibonacci retracement to confirm this. This is because it helps to identify possible levels of support and resistance, which could indicate an upward and downward trend. So it helps to identify possible levels of support and resistance. Support means when the price decreases at a certain level, the price or that stock take the support, means at that point the price stops falling. And what is resistance? When the price increases at some level, at some point, the price starts cannot increase more than that point. It is called resistance. So there are supports and resistance. So Fibonacci retracements helps you to identify possible levels of supports and resistance, which could indicate an upward or downward trend. Because traders can identify level of support and resistance with this indicator, it can help them decide where to apply stops and limits, or when to open and close their positions, where to sell their position and where to buy particular shares. It is called open and close their positions. You can see on the graph that is there is the support level and resistance level. Here the swing high line is there and swing low line is there. Next indicator is Ichimoku cloud. The Ichimoku, like many other technical indicator, identifies the support and resistance level. However, it also estimates price movement and provides traders. It also provides traders with signals to help them with their decision making. The translation of Ichimoku is one look equilibrium chart. So Ichimoku is the Japanese word, which is exactly why this indicator is used by traders who need a lot of information from one chart. If traders requires lot of information in the on the one chart, then they use the Ichimoku cloud. In a nutshell or in a summary, it identifies market trends showing current support and resistance level, and also it has the ability to forecast future levels. So this is the Ichimoku cloud. You can see the different indicators used in this Ichimoku cloud. Here different indicators, that is Bollinger Band is there, then all other indicators used which can help the identify market trends, current support and resistance levels, and the price forecasting in futures also. Next technical indicator is standard deviation. Standard deviation is an indicator that helps traders measure the size of price move. Standard deviation is used in the statistics to identify or calculate the distance from the average. What is the average? To calculate the distance between average and the move from the average. So it is used in the technical analysis, which can identify how likely volatility is to affect the price in the future. It cannot predict whether the price will go up or down, only that it will affected by the volatility. So standard deviation compares current price movement to historical price movement. Many traders believe that big price moves follow small price moves and small price moves follow big price moves. So this is the uh, belief in the mind of traders. Many traders believe this. You can observe here the standard deviation. You can see the here standard deviation shows you the price movement, the waves of price movement. You can see it shows the it helps to identify the volatility which affects the future price. Next technical indicator, directional index. The average directional index illustrates the strength of a price trend, and it works on a scale of 0 to 100, where a reading of more than 25 is considered a strong trend, and a number below 25 is considered a drift, means downward trend. Traders can use this information to gather whether an upward or a downward trend is likely to continue. So ADX is normally based on a moving average of the price range over 14 days, depending on the frequency that traders prefer. One more thing is, ADX never shows how a price trend might develop. It simply indicates the strength of the trend. The average directional index can rise when a price is falling, which signals a strong downward trend. So this is the average directional trend. You can see on the graph, that is when ADX is below 20, you can see the poor strength in the trend, and if it is more than 50, then it shows the strong trend, strong upward trend. So you can use the average directional index to find out the strongness in the trend. And last one we are going to discuss is the super trend. A super trend indicates is one which can give you precise buy or sell signal in a trending market. As the name suggests, super trend is a trend following indicator just like moving average that and MACD, that is moving average, convergent and divergent. It is plotted on prices and their placement indicate the current trend. Super trend can be uh, in the two directions. First is downward and second is upward. It indicates, it generates the signal where to buy and where to sell. If there is the upward signal, upward trend signal, then there is the super trend of upward trend, super upward trend. And if it shows the downward arrow, if you set the super trend indicator in the your demat account, your trading account, you will see their arrows which shows the upward or downward indicator. And here you can when the downward arrows generated there on the graph, it shows the downward trend, and when arrows are at upward trend, green arrow generally it depend on the which platform you use for trading shares, then it shows the upward arrow and it generates the buying signal. So this is the super trend. You can see on the graph, that is the arrow which is showing the sell point, and if you observe from that point, the security, the price of security is continuously falling. And if you observe the buying signal, that is upward arrow, from that point you will see the continuously price of that security is increasing. So we can use the super trend indicator to take the entry and exit in the particular stock. So friends, these are the important indicators. I have just taken the overview of these indicators, but you can study deeply because of the time constraint and with the limitation of our syllabus. The time and the syllabus do not permit us to study it into more deeply, because these indicators we should study in a very deep sense. It is not we cannot study it in a very superficial manner. These are very the part, the indicators, the study of these indicators is the part of deep study, and it requires deep study. You should read more and more, and you should watch, experiment more and more, and then only you can get the master in that. But here the purpose of this lecture is to give you an idea about these some important indicators, and this lecture will encourage you to study more these indicators into deeper manner. The precautions you should take while using these indicators, what you need to know before using trading indicators. The number one is, the first rule of using trading indicator is that you should never use an indicator in isolation or use too many indicator at once. Do not depend on any indicator in a isolation. You should use too many indicators and confirm your trend. If you use and depend only on one, then it will be dangerous, or it can mislead you. For example, if you take the RSI, if there is some fundamental and the bad news is there, then even if it is at the oversold area or oversold zone, then also it will fall. And what RSI tells you that it is at the oversold area and the upward trend likely to happen. So if you use only one single indicator, then it can be misleading. Not always it will misleading, but sometimes it can happen. So that's why you should use too many indicator at once and not use an indicator in isolation. Focus on few that you think are best suited to what you are trying to achieve. You should focus now, and here one thing to keep in mind is only choose the indicator which are best suited to you. Next is, you should also use technical indicators alongside your own assessment of the movement of an asset price over time. That is price action. Price action is the very important indicator. Price actions combines, or price action have the effect of all such technical and fundamental indicators. So price action is very important. You should also use technical indicators along with your own assessment of the movement. The technical indicators are just tools, but your own judgment or your own assessment requires there to help you. So always use your own assessment and do not depend too much on these indicators. It's important to remember that you have to confirm a signal in some way. If you are getting a buy signal from an indicator and sell signal from the price action, you need to use different indicators or different time frames until your signals are confirmed. Means if one signal is giving you buy signal, one technical indicator giving you buy signal, and one indicator shows you sell signal, then you need to use different indicators or different time frames to confirm your signals. Another things to keep in mind is that you must never lose sight of your trading plan. Your trading plan may be different, so do not lose, or do not keep in mind that your trading plan must be implemented. Your rules for trading should always be implemented when using indicators. So these precautions you must take when you are using the technical indicators, and I will encourage you to study more into deeply, because this lecture is giving you providing you just only overview of these indicators, not in a deeper manner. So I will encourage you, you should study it in a deeper sense, each of these indicator, experiment with it, practice it, and then only you will get the benefit of these technical indicators. Friends, that much from my side. Thanks for watching. Write your name in the comment box, and if you have any questions, problems, you can write to me. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.